Good evening and welcome to Fritz Orr Field at Alfred E. Thompson Stadium. I'm Keller Austin alongside Bennett Porson and Jack Crawford here to bring you tonight's edition of Westminster versus GAC in boys soccer. The boys game getting the 6 o'clock slot. The girls will be later on tonight at 7:45. Be sure to stick with us through both of those games for all of your WCAT soccer production. Once again, welcome back to Fritz Orr as we are just about to get this game underway. Had a little bit of a scoreboard malfunction to start the game, so a little bit delayed. Here only about 3 minutes past the hour. But Ben and Jack, this is a big game for Westminster, an old region rival in GAC, and one that, frankly, Westminster just never really gets along with.
Exactly, and you talk about last year, both teams made it to the state championship. Westminster taking on GAC, and this was a GAC team that was a powerhouse. They were very good. Everyone knew it coming into this game, and Westminster a little bit of an underdog going into the state championship. However, they played well, but just not enough, and GAC was able to grab the state championship last year. But now Westminster in a different region. They're looking to, out of region game. They're looking to play well. Show them who they are this year. Get a win under their belt, especially going into the playoffs.
So, lineups being announced currently for the Spartans, and we will take you through with them. In goal, the senior Jake Doron, as well as number 2 Michael Williams, a junior. Number 3 Benny Harris, also a junior. Number 7, Carlos Pineda, a freshman. Number 9, Nate Ream, a senior. Number 10, Will Hamrica, a senior. Number 11, Jonathan Tesfaye, also a senior. Number 13, Matthew Kenworthy, a junior. Number 16, Richard Hamrica, also a junior. Number 21, Drew Johnson, a junior. And number 23, George Winfrey, a senior. And for your Westminster Wildcats, in goal, number 1, Benton Wood, a junior. And the rest of the players, number 2, Sam Pastor, a senior. Number 3, David Choi, a sophomore. Number 6, John Sanders, a senior. Number 10, Brian Nam, a senior. Number 11, Trey Blasingame, a senior. Number 12, Rahil Kamath, getting a start for the Wildcats as a junior. Number 14, William Rodriguez, a senior. Number 15, Michael McGovern, a sophomore. A big round of applause for Rahil Kamath as he's coming on the field. Number 21, Alex Gracie, a freshman. And number 24, Blake Gillikin, a junior. And there have been a few additions to the roster tonight, as well as the original 25. We now have Jack Schlafly, Matthew Morris, Watson Jackson, Hunter Adams, and Charlie Oglesby on the roster. So the roster expands from 25 to 30 once the JV season ends. And those 5 are the fortunate handful that have been called up to varsity. And Bennett, a few of your classmates may get a chance to play tonight. Jack Schlafly and Watson Jackson.
Exactly. Those are 2 of my really good friends. And, if you talk about guys who are really put their heart in what they do, you can look to Jack Schlafly and Watson Jackson. Guys who played really well this season in JV. Jack having a wonderful season, got called up earlier in the year. He's kind of been riding the bench, but, you might be able to see them out there today. You talk about the sophomores who you are going to see today. David Choi, Michael McGovern, Brandon Hammond, maybe even see Philip Samardi, Jose Avale, Forrest Martin. A lot of sophomores on this team. However, on this starting lineup for both teams, a pattern that you see is a lot of upperclassmen. Juniors and seniors really taking the starting roles. And, when you have 2 teams that are this experienced going up against each other, you're definitely going to see some good soccer.
And as this regular season begins to wind down, look for Coach Snyder to start playing the seniors more and more for a little bit of that nostalgia factor, and really try to reward them for their dedication to this team. And, Jack, you look at the seniors who are in the starting lineup: Sam Passer, John Sanders, Brian Nam, Trey Blasingame, William Rodriguez. That's a strong handful of seniors there. And then you have Justin Greenfield coming off the bench, as well as Alexander Silliman, 2 seniors who are starting tonight on the bench. And really a strong senior class that Coach Snyder will remember And this team's really benefited from having those guys out there on the field.
Yeah, this is a very gifted class, as we've seen. They're just really athletic group of kids, and these players they know each other really well. They've played against each other for 4 years, so don't be surprised if you see a little bit of aggression and like them being very competitive, because this will definitely be a chippy game.
And it will be Kamath to Gracie to start the game for the Cats. And a quick turnover as McGovern can't get to that one. There's Blasingame with the header over to Kamath, keeping it in the air. Off Gracie, now McGovern trying to get it back to Gracie. And McGovern comes away with it. Left side McGovern, and that one will be kicked way out of bounds.
And look for
By
McGovern.
number 13, Matthew Kinworthy.
Sorry about that, Keller. Look for McGovern today. He's really pacey forward. I feel like he's playing in the left wing position. However, this is a guy who's really he's thirsty for some goals. He has a lot of goals this season as a sophomore, looking to prove himself for the rest of the year. Good ball in, however, dealt with by GAC. But Michael McGovern and these sophomores that I keep talking about, they're looking to prove themselves going into the rest of their years here at Westminster. But I mean, what you talk about Brandon Hammond and Michael McGovern, and then you have guys like Alex Gracie, who's also up top, and Brian Nam playing at that attacking role. So a really strong attacking forward group.
Yeah, Alex Gracie is actually in my grade. He's a freshman, and he's also someone that's really looking to prove himself. He's really stepped up his game ever since playing with Varsity, and I'm almost positive that's a goal from Alex Gracie.
A great save from Trey Blasingame there. Gracie comes away with it. And when he did, there was no mistaking that he was going to put it in the back of the net.
Great call there by Jack Crawford. Just talking about him, he rips one into the corner. Great shot there by Alex Gracie. And, I was just about to talk about that. Cats definitely wanted a quick start here, and that they got. Not even 2 minutes before the Cats get on the board. 1-0. Good start here from the Cats.
Definitely a start that Westminster needed. It'll be Carlos Panetta trying to work it forward. Number 9, Nate Ream. But Gillikin will get to that one and chip it out to the left side, where it will be Benny Harris to throw in. Amrico with a throw in. And it will be Kamath coming away with it. But now Will Hamrica on the left side looking for a cross, oversteps it. Now gets the cross with the right foot. And no good on the attempt by Nate Ream. It'll be a goal kick for Benton Wood.
Keller, this is a team that's coming off a rough weekend up in Chattanooga. Annually, the team takes a trip to Chattanooga to play some teams in a different state. That's always fun for the team. However, they were not able to come home with a victory. Lost a game 5-2 and tied another game. Not sure what the score of that was, but this is a team that, Coach Snyder was pressuring them this week. They knew they had a big game coming up, coming off a weekend that they didn't want to have. But this is a team that's looking to win this game. They need this going to the playoffs, get a little momentum, and make up for what happened last weekend.
That ball rocketed over to Benny Harris. Now Gillikin will boot it out of bounds on the right side, and it will be a throw-in for the Spartans.
Keller, if you look at this back line, you're talking about 3 seniors back there and a junior. So this back line is strong, and they're experienced, and they've been really good this entire year. Talk about Trey Blasingame. He started playing up around the CDM position earlier in the year. However, Coach Snyder moved him back to center back, and he's been playing there all year, doing a great job. I was talking to some of the players earlier this week, and they were talking about such an improvement that Trey is back there in that back line, having that senior leadership along with Pastor and William Rodriguez.
And that junior is no slackers. Blake Gillikin may be the best of the bunch with that howitzer of a leg that he has. And that ball will be out of bounds off of Richard Hamrica. So Richard and Will, two brothers, separated by a year. Both in the starting 11 for the Spartans tonight. And there will be Rodriguez with a throw in, too tall for Gracie. McGovern has it stolen away from him. And now Rahil fighting for it. And that ball will just be cleared. It'll be Blasingame able to get it back to Benton Wood, who will boot it just short of midfield. And that's Jonathan Tesfaye. And the Spartans will swing it around to the left side from George Winfrey over. And Will Hamrica showing off some nifty footwork to get that ball back out. It'll be Jake Doran with the boot. And Benton Wood will stop the threat for the Cats. You may have seen Benny Harris putting his hand up. That sun is coming straight out of the left side of the field. You can see Benton Wood's shadow behind him. That's also where the wind is coming from, so Benton's kicking straight into the wind on those long punts. Don't know if that will affect the field position or not. Great steal by Pastor there, up to Gracie. Trying to get it to McGovern, but it'll be stolen away by Michael Williams.
One thing that I have noticed, different change from last year's GAC team is their goalie, Dorian, in goal right now. He is a senior, however, last year they had a stellar goalie named Marius, and he was a senior who really stepped up for them last year, and he's just an amazing keeper, had good saves, good choices with the ball, so that's something new for GAC. I don't know how Dorian's been playing this year, but GAC's already letting a goal, and maybe a goal that could have been saved. However, I'm not a goalie. I don't know how hard it is, but that is a change that I have noticed.
So it'll be a corner kick for GAC. That ball bounced off of Sam Pastor's head and out the back line. And it'll be Carlos Panetta to take the corner for the Spartans. Just a freshman. And he will boot it in. That ball kicked away, I believe, by Pastor. And it'll be out of bounds. A Spartan throw-in. So if you're just joining us, Gracie scored in the 38th minute, or actually, in the second minute, with 38:17 left on the clock.
Talking about defenses, we've really seen Westminster's backline step up this year due to a mild injury to one of Westminster's better attackers, Brian Nam, who happens to be committed to play soccer for Columbia next year. So we've really seen them step up, and they'd have to work a little extra hard this year, and they've definitely delivered.
Just to clarify, Nam is healthy. Once again, as William Rodriguez boosts that one towards Nancy Creek. Into the bushes. It'll be a throw-in for GAC. That shot on goal, no good from Panetta. So it'll be a goal kick for Benton Wood. You can see him squinting those eyes. That sun is straight in his face. Ball comes away to Blake Gillikin, and he can't find Gracie there. Stolen away. It's Oscar Vanegas who came onto the field for the Spartans. And now Michael Williams down the right side. That ball saved by Benton Wood. Just gets that right hand in it. Will Hamrica had a good shot on goal. But Bentonwood able to knock it away. Here's Panetta once again. And back to George Winfrey. Winfrey dumps it off to Williams. There's Vanegas. Back to Winfrey and then to Williams. Kamath right there, though. Now if Gracie can control it, gets it up to Nam. Nam trying to get it back to Gracie. Able to head it backwards, but no other Cats there. Now Vanegas misses, and it will be out of bounds. Throw in for Pastor. And a header by Blasingame corrects Pastor's mistake as Gracie trying to get to John Sanders. Richard Hamrica all over Sanders there. No foul. No foul called there on Hamrica, excuse me, for hitting Gracie. And McGovern trying to chase it down, and he's not able to save it. It'll be a goal kick for the Spartans. Jake Dorian to boot it. Pastor gets the head on it. Now Choi up to Zoo. And Zoo still fighting. He's all over George Winfrey, but Winfrey finally concedes and gets the ball back to Dorian. Boots it deep, 4-on-2 for the Cats, and that will be a foul on Benny Harris. Knocked down Blake Gillikin going for the header.
It's challenging to do. Blake's a pretty solid guy, so obviously a foul there.
Now Gillikin trying to get into Gracie. Both players lost in the sun, and Kamath comes away with it. Justin Greenfield now on the field for the Cats. Kamath able to corral that one for Westminster. Up to Greenfield. Greenfield unable to control that one. An opportunity that may have been there. Now it's Tesfaye in the trying to clear it up, and it will be Hamrica on the back line, and another good save by Benton Wood. That ball right at his hands, but nonetheless, good save there. Nam trying to put it up to Gracie. And it will be Zoo finally handing it off to Gracie. Not sure if that was supposed to be a pass or a shot, but Nam was open in the middle. Maybe just some freshman inexperience there from Gracie. Now here's Gillikin. And it will go out the back line. And the referee will say it went off of Blake. It will be a corner kick.
And Keller, one thing that I know that the Cats have been working on this week in practice are set pieces on both sides of the ball, both defensive and offensive. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cats prepare for this one.
And Panetta slips on the corner kick, so an ineffective kick there from the freshman. And it will be a free kick for the Cats. It will be Blake Gillikin taking it. They call Panetta for offsides. I was down on the field before the game, and it is pretty torn up following all the long rains that we had, as Zoo's able to pick that pass off. Passer trying to chase it down, able to get it back to Wood. And Wood will just boot this one up in the air and onto the track and into the stands.
We almost had a play at that ball, Keller. Ben give that a nice boot.
Now Gillikin with the header up to Nam. Nam back to Pastor. The Negus all on him. And it will be Matthew Kenworthy. He gets back to it, and that will be an easy catch for Benton Wood there. Almost like a fair catch. Should have waved his hand to that one. Wood trying to get that up to Greenfield. Now Nam and Choi can't get there. Here's Williams. Blasingame able to cut it off and kick it out of bounds. Good stop there by Blasingame.
Yeah, these are both really pacey teams with athletic players, and it seems that Westminster's coming at their offense with more of a through ball approach, with just trying to score quick goals, while we see GAC taking more set pieces, as Bennett was talking about, and really setting up their offense. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this will play out.
That ball off of Williams. It will be another Wildcat throw in. Passer trying to lay it in for Nam. Fans saying he got pushed in the back, but it will be Choi who comes away with it. Once again out of bounds. Off of the Spartans. And it will be yet another throw in for the Cats. Excuse me, this will be a corner kick now.
And again, like I talked about earlier, it'll be interesting to see how the Cats prepare for this corner kick. Cats really good off these set pieces, and see what they can do right here in the box. See if they can get a 2-goal lead before 20 minutes has passed.
It'll be Nam on the corner. Looking for the header for Blasingame. Off the mark, Venegas. That ball's cleared out. Now Rodriguez trying to chip it back in. And it'll be an easy save for Doran, but he lets it go between his legs, and it will be another corner kick for the Cats. And that is just a gaffe on the part of Jake Dorian.
Yeah, even though he's a senior, we talked about how he was not getting the start last year, and so that's really where just experience can come into play with things like that.
It will again be Nam. Now looking for Kamath on the far side. So that ball, once again, off GAC. Cats getting all kinds of opportunities from the sidelines here. Now Blasingame with a throw-in that might as well be a corner kick. Choi able to chase it down, but not before Venegas clears. Benny Harris, excuse me. Benton Wood gets it up to Passer, who has time. There's Williams. Now Gracie fighting for it. There's Venegas. Over to Ream. Up to Williams. And Blasingame able to take it away from him. And that will be a corner. Blasingame looking for a foul. There will not be one. Corner for Panetta. Now we're having some talks with the referee between Venegas and Pastor. Maybe things are getting a little chippy down there. Panetta on the corner. Header over the goal. Off of Will Hamrica. And now John Sanders will come on for the freshman, Alex Gracie. Or excuse me, Gracie will stay on. And Daniel Zoo will come off. Gracie was running towards the sideline like he had a free pass to get some water and come sit down on the bench, and Sanders said, no, you're back at the top. And Gracie's fighting for that one. Panetta comes away with it, but now Nam. Here's a chance for Sanders. And that ball's stolen away by Williams. There's Dorian. And Rodriguez able to get into the middle for Choi and Pastor. Wow. No offsides. Gracie with a chance for a one-on-one. And a great save there by Dorian. I think Gracie thought he was offsides.
Just a little hesitation there by Gracie and causing Dorian to regain his ground and able to get to that ball before Alex Gracie was able to get a shot off. And Cats missed opportunity there. However, they're still playing pretty well and just put that behind them. And if they keep playing the game that they're playing right now, I'd like to see that this score continue.
Well, still up 1-0 off a second-minute Gracie goal. With 38-17 left on the clock. Might have been just an early lapse of judgment by the Spartans, having never seen Gracie in a varsity game. And here is Gracie once again fighting for that ball. John Sanders gets ahead to him. Gracie fighting for it. Now Sanders with the ball. Sanders got two Spartans on him. Able to get around left. Sanders looking to cross. Inside to Nam. Nam on the left side. And just wide right. Looking for the left foot in the bottom 90.
What a look there. And by John Sanders, really fighting for that ball, holding off the GAC defender. Great play there, and then a good look into Brian. Good shot by Brian, just not able to finish.
Now Harris trying to get past Rodriguez, and he does, but Choi is called for a foul. It might have been on Rodriguez. Nonetheless, it will be a free kick for the Spartans. And it will be Carlos Panetta, the freshman, once again taking it. Seems to be their specialty kicker, taking all corners and frees so far for the Spartans. And that ball sails over everybody and out the back. It'll be a goal kick for Benton Wood with 17:40 left to go in this first half. Wood looking for Gillikin. Ends up at Harris's feet. And Harris is pushed by Rahil.
Going back to Brian Nam, we've seen him throughout the year. When he's been healthy, he's been making a lot of explosive plays. He actually made one of the National High School Sports Association goals of the week with a upper 90 screamer. And I was at that game, actually, and it was just a great goal to watch.
Harris misses on the pass. Now Gillikin on all fours. They call Nate Ream. Excuse me, they call Gillikin for a foul. Thought it might have been Ream, as Gillikin was the one on the ground. It'll be another Spartan free kick.
Yeah, Keller, not quite sure what happened there. Blake ended up on all fours. All the way up here in the press box, it kind of looked like he got a hand on the ball. Maybe they're calling it a handball, but I have no idea. Really interesting play there, but, I'm not in stripes down there, and they're calling the game.
And Benton Wood able to save that one away for the Cats. He'll just trot over to the side. He will punt this one away. Greenfield and Panetta, the sevens, fighting for it. And now Harris showing a burst of speed up the right side. But Rodriguez able to save it for him. And that ball is out of bounds. Be a throw in for the Spartans. Number 16, Richard Hamrico will throw in for GAC. And Blasingame not called for a foul there. And it'll be instead a turnover for the Spartans. Number 19, Sean Henderson, the guilty party. So good break for the Cats down inside the box. And just to give you an update on what's going on to our left at Harry Lloyd Stadium, the Westminster baseball field, it is 4-0 in the top of the third for the Cats. Westminster senior night tonight against McNair. Cats already up big as that ball sails just wide right the goal, Benton Wood. So Cats on top to our left, and Cats on top in front of us as well. Gotta like that, Benton.
Benton's on the field, but
yeah,
Bennett is right here. It's all right.
I said Bennett.
I would not worry about it.
No, I said Bennett.
Okay.
I was looking at Benton, but I said Bennett.
Talking about Benton, I mean, he's been under pressure for the last about 10 minutes so far, and he's standing strong, getting some really good saves so far, really keeping this game in the Wildcats' possession.
Maybe I was talking to Benton Wood. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Good look there by Kamath, but no streaking striker to get after it. Now Rodriguez and Harris fighting for the ball. Got way up in the air. And it will be Winfrey over to Williams. And now back to Winfrey. GAC able to control it. Trying to go left, and Winfrey missed on that one. Another throw in for the Cats. But before that, it will be Evan Dillon. Austin Dillon's a year ahead of me, and Evan's a year behind me. In for David Choi. Now McGovern. That's Rodriguez. And Nam looked like he may have gotten pushed in the back there. No call. That's a good stop there by Rodriguez. Now back to Nam in the middle. Cats have some numbers. I think Brian may have chosen the wrong target there as Greenfield had two guys on him.
You go back a few plays. You go back to just Rodriguez. William Rodriguez, pardon me, younger brother, junior, but really pacey guy in the back there and able to get back and get a great stop, and that's what you've been seeing all season from him. Started off with some injuries, but once he's been healthy, once he gets that knee healthy, he's been playing really well.
And not just his knee. Williams always been bothered by ankle injuries as well throughout his entire sports career. Now McGovern will come on the field for Justin Greenfield. There is Rodriguez with a throw-in for the Cats. That ball is in the middle, and Dorian will have a clear save there. No troubles coming on that one. Blasingame with the header. And now Nam in the middle. Able to control that one. Nam with a big hook. Trying to get it to Sanders. And Williams is able to stop that ball before he got any further. Gets it to number 21, Drew Johnson. Johnson just a junior. There's Panetta. Desfay will drop it in. Passer able to get it to Gillikin, up to Dillon. And now Rodriguez with the boot to Gracie.
One thing developing on the sideline right now, David Choi. David Choi was working with the trainer on his right ankle. However, it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Hope to see him back in this game. He's been playing pretty well so far.
So that'll be a foul on Nam. So no card there. It's a rather large foul. And Gilligan heads it out of bounds on the far side with 11:04 left to go. Now Gracie coming off. Number 4, Jose Ovalle coming on. Jose, another sophomore. All these sophomores.
A lot of sophomores out there. My class is representing. Jose, a guy who had a MCL tear earlier in the season, but a guy who Coach Snyder likes to have on the bench. A very pacey guy who has some ball skills as well. And he can really shoot. So, this sophomore class with a lot of potential. It'll be interesting to see what they can do in the next few years.
The Cats are lucky to have a sophomore class as talented as this one because, as we've seen, these seniors are just a gifted bunch. And also, if you look over at the baseball field, Keller tuned us in on that. They're winning 4-0. But
well, it appears they took a run off the board for the Cats. So it's now actually 3-0.
Okay.
It was 4-0 when we last looked at it, and may have been a premature run.
Yep, but that's also
nonetheless 3-0 lead in the top of the third. You gotta be happy about that.
Yeah, that's not bad. They're also a very talented class in baseball, so it'll be interesting to see how they shape out next year as well.
Here's Patrick Lopez on the field for the first time tonight, trying to get it up to Jose. Dorian almost took out his own player there. And now Blasingame able to get it off of George Winfrey's foot. And again off of Williams' foot. So Blasingame all over the field so far. And that's really the way it's been this entire season.
Drake Blasingame is a very aggressive guy who is hungry for that ball. He's going to take it from you, and he's going to be physical about it. So just, a pattern that we've seen all season from him, a really solid senior who is great to have on this team.
Rodriguez with the throw into Kamath, who's able to keep it in, but it will go right into the hands of Dorian. Now Sean Henderson with the throw in for the Spartans. Gets it up to Winfrey. And back to Matthew Kinworthy, starting center back for the Spartans. And now up to Nate Ream, and he'll be called for offsides. Pretty clearly there as the furthest guy back, Pastor was about where he's standing now. And Ream was about where Blasingame is. Header from Blasingame up to Jose, who keeps it in with a nifty back heel. Blasingame trying to move right, stolen away by Williams. Now off Greenfield. And Pastor able to clear it over to McGovern off the head of Hamrica.
We just saw a little bit of a little taste of the physicality that Troy Blasingame had that Bennett over here was talking about.
Now Justin Shoffley will come on, and Justin Greenfield will come off. So trading Justins As Lopez will kick it back to McGovern. That ball's up in the air. Excuse me, off of Rodriguez. They look so similar. So now Rodriguez will take a throw in.
Justin Shoffley is also a freshman that's been looking to prove himself on this varsity team. He's been playing at high levels before, but this is definitely a step up for him.
Dillon over to Lopez. Lopez across into McGovern, off the mark. And now Dillon will just kick it out of bounds on the far side. It'll be a throw in for Benny Harris. He will instead just toss it to Will Hamrica. He will toss it back to Matthew Kenworthy. 6:08 left to go. Gracie scored in the second minute, 38-17 left on the clock. Great stop there by Gillikin. He has it stolen away from him. That'll be a foul called on William Rodriguez, GAC ball. Will Hamrica ended up on the ground by a good form tackle from Rodriguez there. Talking football tackle, not soccer.
Yeah, I mean, William Rodriguez was a great guy out there on in football as well, and you see him out here on varsity soccer. But Keller, I was just about to mention one thing that we have been seeing all game is the trend of people slipping. This field's a little bit soft from our torrential downpour last week that just wouldn't stop. But you see guys on both sides, GAC and Westminster, just losing their footing. You can see it on free kicks, just going for a ball, but a nice whip there by GAC. However, good save there by Ben.
Ben Wood able to stop that one in the bottom left-hand corner of the net. And will now punt it away for the Cats. Kamath looking for it, able to get a little bit of his head on it. And now Rodriguez,
who got all of his head on it.
Rodriguez guarding Harris. Hamrica back over to Harris. With the cross off of Rodriguez's face. And out the back line. There'll be a corner kick for the Spartans.
Got a little dancing there from the ball boy, if you guys could see in the left-hand corner of your screen. But everyone out here having some fun. Good turnout from the Westminster fans today, supporting their Westminster Wildcats in this awesome soccer game so far. As this first quarter is wrapping down with only about 4 minutes left.
Yeah, we got some great weather today. Bennett, you were talking about the wet field, and who knows where it'd be if we had the same pattern keeping up.
There's Choi. I thought that was just a clean box out there. Don't ask Charles Barkley. And Shoffley trying to steal that one away from Williams. Now here's Pastor. Hits the flag. Playing some golf out there.
Keller, you talk about golf. I'm on the JV team, but our own Keller Austin, you're on the varsity team. How about you guys taking home the region title yesterday after a 14-stroke victory over BT? Great scores all around. Your announcer here, Keller, shooting a nice 77, and Hunter Bremer 78, William Black 74, and the junior. William Black with the 75, and the junior Keller Harper the 73. Just some solid scores out there, and the Cats able to take on region, headed into the States, and a wonderful head there, just over the top of the goal and out of Benton's reach, but by Will Hamrica, and great header there.
Hamrica had a chance at that one, just over the net onto the top of it. So, an avoidance there by the Cats. But yes, as you mentioned, Bennett Westminster men's golf team coming away with the region title yesterday. Keller Harper winning individual low medalist. William Black finished second overall, and I finished tied for third. So pretty strong showing there from the Cats. Hunter Bremer finished sixth overall. So it's always a good day when you win region. Your top 4 scorers are all in the top 6. And always good to beat Blessed Trinity by 14 as well. So can't complain about that. Passer trying to find Lopez. Now Lopez guarding Richard Hamrica. Gillikin letting it roll to Benton. And with just under 120 to go, that ball cleared away by Gillikin. And it'll be a corner for the Spartans. That clock's still counting down 50 seconds now, as it will be Jonathan Tesfaye with the corner. Cleared away by Pastor, but Harris with a big boot landing that ball almost on the track, bouncing on top of the fence and all the way over. Way past the goal there. And now a goal kick for the Wildcats.
As the clock winds down here, great showing by the Cats in this first half. Coming off that very early goal by Gracie. Great shot there, and if the Cats can just hold off for another 10 seconds, as I believe they will, we'll be looking at a good score going into the halftime for Cats.
Yeah, with 2 seconds left as Gillikin tries to kick a free kick, and no good there, but it will be 1-0 Wildcats going into the half. Once again, I'd like to remind you that the girls' game is playing at 7:45, so be sure to stick with us through that. And the second half of this game, it's 1-0 Wildcats here at Fritz Orr Field over the GAC Spartans. Please be sure to stick with us throughout the second half, and we'll be back after the 10-minute break. So stay tuned for the second half of Wildcat Soccer here on WCAT. Welcome back to Fritz Orr Field for the second half of tonight's action between GAC and Westminster. Cats are up 1-0 at the half over the Spartans on a second-minute Gracie goal. 38-17 left on the clock when that occurred for the freshmen. And the clock started before the Spartans kicked the ball, so we'll start this all over. Now the Spartans going left and Cats going right. Oh, and an unfortunate error for the Cats there. Ben Wood hopped over the ball. But good save by Gillikin. Now here's Blasingame putting it up the left side and out of bounds.
Great heads up play to be able to get back in that defense. And can even get back. Good heads up play.
You can hear the wind whipping through our microphones. It is strong down there on the field, going from left to right. So the Cats may have an advantage here in the second half with some of those goal kicks, as they may get caught in that wind and go for a ride. Now Gillikin almost able to get the stop as it's Tesfaye able to corral in. Now Venegas, and he loses it out of bounds for the Spartans.
And Keller, just a little update from baseball over here on the other side of this field. Cats are up 8-0 in the bottom of the third right now. Cats do have 5 runs, only 1 out, and got guys on base, so good job over there by the Bat Cats, doing pretty well.
Now pass her up to Nam. And here's Choi. He loses it to Panetta. Up to Hamrica. Hamrica looking for Venegas. And Rodriguez kicks it out the back, and it will be a corner for the Spartans. .37:48 left on the clock. It'll be Tesfaye with the corner kick for the Spartans. And Jack, this is an opportunity that GAC really needs to take advantage of if they want to get back in this game. Cats had a few opportunities early.
Ooh, and a close shot by GAC attacker Richard Hamrica. We've definitely seen a trend in the names used. We've heard the Hamrica and Panetta used a lot. So this is definitely a GAC team with a few key players when Westminster seems to be more of a team that likes to share the ball and give everyone an opportunity to score.
Wood will send that one all the way to Gracie. And there's nobody there for the header from Gracie. And will now go all the way over to Michael Williams. Junior playing right back for the Spartans. It'll be a throw-in for Pastor. He'll just give it back to Blasingame, who has all kinds of room. Booted inside, looking for Kamath. Tesfaye is hitting the face. Going for that header. And now Winfrey over to Richard Hamrica. Winfrey able to chase that one down. Brings it back to Kenworthy. And over to Hamrica. Spartans just swinging it around the defensive backs. And Shoffley comes away with that one. Clears it up, but Doran able to get it back to Winfrey. Winfrey trying to work it inside. Gets it up to Hamrika. Over to Harris. Harris going inside. And Blasingame with a good save. Harris trying to find Venegas, and Harris will finally kick it into the side of the net. And Bennett, the Spartans are having a pretty good time with the amount of possession they have, but really not getting any sort of push into the box. Everything's just swinging back and forth, trying to find any sort of open holes between the defensive backs and the midfielders, and really nothing's going forward for GAC.
Exactly, Keller. These GAC Spartans are really good at keeping the ball in their possession, passing around the midfielders and the back line, trying to get it up to the front line. Got to give some credit to these Westminster defenders and these center defensive mids, really doing a great job of holding GAC from getting any good looks. The GAC are able to get the occasional play on the goal, however, not able to completely finish and not getting the perfect looks as well. But the Cats doing a great job on defense, and it's just a matter of time. And if GAC can just get the right look, they can get a nice shot on goal. But Westminster so far are doing a pretty good job of keeping them.
Maybe a little early for Westminster to assume this defensive set, so it'll be interesting to see how the Cats try to counter some of these attacks, just like this through ball to Alex Gracie.
And Kenworthy will kick it out of bounds. The substitution for the Spartans that just took place was Drew Johnson on the field for Jonathan Tesfaye. And now Nam. And that ball will be off the side of his foot, and it will be a goal kick. Goal kick for Durian.
Goal kick is out for a throw into the Cats.
That'll be out of bounds. Throw in for Sam Pastor. Looking for Kamath. Now Kenworthy. Venegas loses it to Choi, who gets it to Blasingame and then loses it. And now Choi with it. Back and forth we go. And now Choi comes away on a streak. McGovern. That ball is cleared away by George Winfrey.
Good play there by David Choi, able to keep possession of that ball after bobbing and weaving through two GAC defenders, and good aggression there by David. As Westminster's going to have a really good opportunity here. I believe that is William Rodriguez down there with the ball, who's going to throw it in here.
Blasingame with the throw in off the head of Gillikin.
Apologize.
It's all good, Bennett. We all mess up names.
I can't see it, honestly. It's pretty high up here.
Another guy who can't see is Doran,
and
because that sun is still just as bright coming out of the left side. Daylight savings time has really affected the way that this game works. In previous months, sun would be down by now, and the stadium lights would be on. But because this is a 6 o'clock game, these teams are still having to face with the sun, and that's a clear foul on George Winfrey, and he's getting out of there. Because he knows that was a foul. Brian Nam was up in the air and spinning around.
Crowd yelling for a booking here. A very aggressive play, but it does not look like they are going to give any sort of card. but an obvious foul there. Brian Nom completely up in the air and then just blindsided. Fans here begging for some sort of punishment, warning, anything, but nothing.
So it'll be Blasingame, Choi, and Nam. And now Choi will back off. It'll be Blasingame and Nam for the free kick. Nam trying to work that one in with the left foot, but a good save by Doran. And now Blasingame on Hamarika. And Kamath over to Zoo, who's on the field for the Cats now. And Zoo gets that one up to John Sanders. Gets it over to McGovern. That ball will be off GAC. It'll be a throw-in for the Cats. Thought that ball might have been off Michael McGovern, but we'll take whatever we can get. And once again, here's Blasingame with throw-in. He's always been strong on these throw-ins. And the header from Gillikin right in the arms of Doran. Excuse me, that was Sam Pastor. Blake Gillikin just gave the emotion of disbelief. Chipped up by Panetta. And now Pastor boots it towards us. Off the track and into the stands. Stands have gotten some action tonight. Throw in from the Spartans. Kamath trying to get up to Sanders. Now if Zoo can get to that one, he'll have an open goal. Unfortunately, Hamarika comes away with it. Now Gillikin on the run. Off of Venegas' head. Out of bounds will be a throw-in for the Cats. Meanwhile, on the baseball diamond, Cats up 11-0. 8 runs in 1 inning. That's pretty impressive there.
It's senior night over there, so always great to have a pretty solid lead for those seniors who are coming to the end of their careers here at Westminster, and to get a good win on their senior night is always fun.
Sanders going for the header. Matthew Kenworthy. That ball will be out of bounds off the Spartans. Rodriguez with the throw-in. And another throw-in. Sanders fighting for it down there on the right side. Kept in by the Spartans. And now Harris with a throw-in. Now here's Panetta going up the right side, and Benton Wood able to get to that one. Now McGovern going for it. Big header there by Blake Gillikin. Zoo unable to get it. And now Panetta around the right side, and it'll be Williams into Anderson, or excuse me, Drew Johnson. That'll be offsides on Venegas. There'll be a free kick for Blake Gillikin. So Cats looking to just bide their time here with just over 24 and a half minutes left, and if they can hold on to this lead, it'll be a 1-0 victory off a second-minute goal by Alex Gracie. Hasn't been much action since.
Yeah, Keller, it's been a very possessive game. Cats and Spartans just battling it out for the ball, not really getting the best looks besides that Gracie look earlier in the first half. But besides that, just a possession game, defensive, just trying to work the ball around and get shots on goal, but nothing really going in the net. But with 23 and just around 50 left, this is a game that could take off. You have two very good teams. And if one starts scoring, the other's going to start scoring, and we could be looking at a totally different score come 10 minutes from now.
Well, a lot of times you see teams kind of wait it out and look for a best chance available during the first 50 to 60 minutes of the game, which is about where we are right now. And then towards the last 20, they'll really start trying to be aggressive and take more shots on goal, less high percentage shots, but just more shots in general. And there's a header off of Rodriguez, and that will be offsides on Venegas. And he just can't seem to stay on side. That's 3 in a row, I believe, on Venegas. And
he's just sitting right behind that back line, and especially right behind Julian Rodriguez, who when the ball comes to him, he's taking off, and when that ball gets close to Venegas, he's going to get called for that every time.
Yeah, granted, Oscar Venegas is a freshman, but if you're playing on varsity, you can't make those kind of mistakes, or else you'll end up on the bench. And now here's Zoo. And that ball is kicked away by Kenworthy.
Fancy footwork over there in the corner, and Cat's going to retain possession, and Trey's going to have another chance to throw this ball in, see if the Cats can get another goal with around 20 left.
Going back to talk about Oscar Venegas, I actually wrestled him last year in middle school, and he ended up beating me. I don't think he pinned me, but he's a really good athlete, and so I'm excited to see what he'll do in his next 4 years on the soccer field.
Good save there by Rodriguez. Came away with the stop. Now Choi on the ball. Rodriguez back up to Kamath, and now to Zoo with a little bit of space. Trying to get a give and go to Gracie, but Venegas comes away with it. He's looking for a give and go. Gets it from Harris. That ball is booted away by Passer. And Ben Wood comes up with a big save for the Cats. Kamath will boot it away. Now Richard Hamrica trying to find his brother. And Will comes away with it. Blake Gillikin overshot that. And now Ben Wood with a good save, but then a goal. Number 9, Nate Ream, is the fortunate party.
Keller, you talked about this game picking up, and I think that's what we're starting to see here. Benton Wood just did everything he could, but GAC just got the last effort, and they capitalized.
I think that might have been Wilhelm Rika, actually. I think Ream took the first shot, and Benton Wood did a great job getting a save on the first shot. However, once he was able to kick that ball away, he was in no position to save the second one.
Just a really good save there by Benton Wood, and it's a bummer that GAC was able to get a second leg on that one because, of such a great save like that, it's got to kill your morale a little bit when you make such a great play, but the ball still ends up in the back of the net. And one thing I just wanted to point out is that Brian Nom is in street shoes now. He haven't seen him this half, and doesn't look like he will be coming back in.
And Venegas looking for that one. He will be out of bounds, just a little too far for the speedy freshman. Rodriguez with a throw in. Everybody on the Westminster bench pointing for possession for the Cats, except the referee. So Spartan ball. And they'll just pass it back around again. And David Choi fighting for that ball. Lopez pushing it forward, and that's out of bounds off of Matthew Kinworthy. Kinworthy, a junior defender. There's Lopez trying to get a header, but Jonathan Tesfaye is able to get it out of there. Now Choi fighting for the ball with Harris, and Harris pushed Choi down. There's no foul call, and Tesfaye will get it back to George Winfrey. So some questionable calls in the past 4 minutes have led to a couple GAC possessions. Now Panetta will just clear it over to Williams.
This entire game, these refs have not been calling those push fouls. GAC and Westminster, both two very aggressive teams, getting really physical on the ball, but when someone's pushed and falls over, these refs are just not calling it.
You say that as there is a foul called on GAC. Of course, that's the nature of journalism.
Exactly.
But Daniel Zhu fighting for the ball with Venegas, and now Jonathan Tesfaye trying to split a double team. See, he ended up on his knees, no foul called there. And it's both ways. It's not just from green and white, from a green and white point of view. It's both sides of the field are having players shoved and partaking in shoving, and no foul calls.
Yeah, I think these refs had an idea coming into the game that it was going to be physical and chippy. These are two very aggressive teams, like you all were saying. But I think it sometimes gets to a point where you need to start calling more things, and I think the parents are feeling that as well.
Well, there's a fine balance between letting the players play and looking out for player safety. And with all this physicality, you may want to take in a little bit more of the safety aspect. The Cats have added to their lead on Harry Lloyd Stadium, now up 12-0 over McNair on senior night. So onto the field, Justin Shoffley. and Evan Dillon. Snyder trying to put in some subs in the last 15 minutes here.
Yeah, we've seen a good amount of subs in this game. It's getting to that point in the year where it's kind of the end of the season, winding down, getting ready in anticipation for playoffs. And also something that we might need to factor in is that at this point in the school year, the workload's really building up, so there's going to be a lot more stress and anticipation for exams.
Winfrey able to play that one back to Doran. Gracie trying to put some pressure on Doran. Still able to clear it away. Now GAC with possession. Dillon playing on Panetta. It'll be Sanders. The stop. Now Venegas. And there's a header from Blasingame. Excuse me, a foul on GAC. It'll be Blake Gillikin with 14 minutes exactly left on the clock. Cats trying to get something going in the final 14 minutes. There's Sanders with a header. And Doran able to get there.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for Westminster to really start pressuring this unexperienced goalkeeper, even though he is a senior.
There's Passer to Choi, trying to get to Gracie. And now Venegas. As it's stolen away by Shoffley. And Choi's tripped up over the ball. Still no foul call. Wow.
Yeah, it's easy to see the frustration on these players' face.
America into his brother. Sanders misses on the header. Now Williams into Tesfaye. And back over to Ream. Ream with the cross off the head of Blasingame. And now cleared by Shoffley. Great play there by the freshman. So Kenworthy will kick it back to Doran. And that ball kicked out of bounds by George Winfrey. Pastor with the throw in. Now Lopez. Lopez left to Gracie. Gracie trying to get into Shoffley, and he is called for offsides.
11:50 left in this game. Both teams looking to be aggressive right here. Tied game. Both teams want this win. So, Cats are going to start getting aggressive. Spartans are starting to get aggressive, gets balls up, get balls that have scoring opportunities, and look for an exciting last few minutes of this game.
And here's Pastor, able to save it up to John Sanders. Both Sanders and Williams on the ground. And now Gracie gets it to Choi. Choi trying to find Lopez, but Williams gets there first for the Spartans. It'll be a throw-in for the Cats. Sanders over to Choi. Choi looking forward to Shoffley and slips through.
Great ball there by David Choi. Shoffley just not able to finish there with a little pressure from the GAC back line, but good look there by David Choi.
That ball out of bounds off the Cats, and it'll be a throw-in for the Spartans. First, there will be a substitution Number 20, Justin Fan, a senior, will come on for Venegas for the Spartans. And Michael McGovern will come on for John Sanders for the Wildcats. Clock still counting down. 10:06 left to go in this final half. 1-1. Cats scored first in the second minute by Gracie. But then GAC answered in the second half in the 60th minute with Will Henrica as Benton Wood makes a save there.
You can see the coaches on the sideline really telling Benton to push the ball downfield, and you'll see this at the towards the end of close games like this. The ball just really going back and forth.
That ball deflects off Pastor, and now Gillikin unable to get it to McGovern, but it's off Will Henrica. The senior who made the goal for the Spartans in the 60th minute. So a freshman for the Cats and a senior for the Spartans. And now Blasingame gets it up to Choi. Cats again do not have Brian Nam available. He is out with an injury. Jonathan Tesfaye has it stolen away by Patrick Lopez. And now Shoffley. Choi able to react to that one. Get it up to Lopez. Lopez with a chance. And that ball is booted away by Richard Hamrica.
Hamrica got all of that ball. That ball is outside of this field, over the fence, but Cat's going to have a chance here to get something done. And Trey Blasingame is going to get the ball, a sign that they're going to try and throw it in the middle here and get a header.
And now Daniel Zhu will come on for Alex Gracie. And Bennett, it seems like every time I come to a Westminster soccer game, Alex Gracie scores a goal of some sort. Lopez trying to get it into the box again. Now Blasingame with the header. Over to Gillikin with the bicycle, and Dorian comes away with it.
A lot of good chances there by the Cats. 3 good shots on goal. However, not able to come back with a goal.
Dylan over to McGovern off the header. Now Passer. Tesfaye comes up with it. Now Shoffley moving up the right side. Harris steals it away from him. Winfrey looking forward. That ball saved by Benton Wood. Justin Fan trying to get a shot on goal. Wood with a big boot. Down to Winfrey. Now McGovern has a chance. Will be a throw-in for the Cats with 6:40 left to go in this ball game. Getting down to crunch time. This is a chance for Trey Blasingame to really show off that throw-in ability. Give the Cats a chance for a big header inside the box. This is one where 2 years ago, having Harrison Bucker in the box, all of 6'3", and a vertical of the basketball player he was a big help. Nobody able to get to that one. It'll be out of bounds. Throw in for the Spartans.
Harrison Buckner also with a leg on him over there kicking at Georgia Tech. But that guy can boot the ball. I'll tell you that.
And now Lopez. Lopez and Zoo working 2-on-4. Get by one. And Lopez's shot is wide right. There'll be a goal kick for the Spartans. 5:37 left to go. Shoffley with the header. That's a push. And they finally call it Matthew Kenworthy, the guilty party, on Daniel Zoo.
And that right there was an obvious one. That's got to be called every time. And the ref got that call right, in my opinion.
And Shoffley was trying to go quickly. But Trey Blasingame with some senior leadership saying, no, we're going to take our better shot. Now McGovern and Troy blocked by Doran. Troy did not get a full foot on that ball. And that may have been the opportunity that the Cats are looking for. Now Blasingame with a header, trying to get to Rodriguez. And that goes off of Benny Harris.
And Keller, great look there by David Choi. I was speaking with him earlier, and he's like, I haven't gotten one this year. Tonight's the night. I'm going to get one tonight. And had a really good opportunity there. Just not able to get his full foot on that. And Doran with a nice save to get over to the ball and keep that from going in the net.
And that's another push there. Daniel Zoo had clear possession of the ball. Jonathan Tesfaye just came over and knocked him down.
Look for some seniors like Trey Blasingame and William Rodriguez and Patrick Lopez, Sam Passer, to step up and make some big plays. They've been doing their time for 4 years, and now this is really their year. So watch them do some great things.
Doran able to catch that one away. Two on four for the Spartans now, and that ball is kicked out by Dillon, and it'll be a corner kick for the Spartans. 3:11 left to go.
Spartans have had quite a few corners like this, so let's see if they learn anything.
The header once again is over the goal.
Looks like he tried to get a quick start, but just didn't see it, so he reset.
Now Gillikin with the header, trying to get up to Zoo. Can he get around Hamrika? Hamrika will kick it back to Doran. Gives it up to Benny Harris, who mishandles that one. But Carousing gets it to Panetta. Rodriguez with the big header. That one sounded like it hurt. Lopez. That could have been a handball on Panetta. Hamrika will boot it over to Tesfaye. And now Pastor with it on the left side. Cleared away by Hamrika. Gilligan booting it back and forth. 1:30 left to go. And that's a handball there. That'll be an injury timeout.
This will shape up to be possibly the last opportunity the Cats get this game.
It's Brian Naum out of the game. Let's see who Coach Snyder has lined up to take this free kick. And it looks like it is going to be
Blasingame.
Trey Blasingame.
Now that's a yellow card there on George Winfrey. So 1:21 left to go. Clock has stopped. Blasingame on the free kick. 5-man wall in front. And that ball saved by Doran.
Good shot there by Trey Blasingame. Just not able to get it into the goal.
That ball saved away by Sam Passer. Booted out. Under a minute left to go. Spartans are going to try to hold it for one. Free kick coming from Panetta. 1-1.
Sends it in.
And Benton Wood able to get to it before Wilhelm Rica. Wood with a big punt there. And that ball will be out of bounds. Throw in coming from Lopez. Now Blasigame sprinting up 20 seconds. Clock is still running. Can the Cats get a throw in off before the final horn?
This is the moment right here.
And looks like the clock will tick down to 0. And there is your horn. And your final score tonight between the Westminster Wildcats and GAC Spartans, a 1-1 draw between the two squads. Westminster scored early in the second minute, Alex Gracie, but then in the second half, Wilhelm Rica came away with the 60th minute goal that was the equalizer for the Spartans. Cats had some opportunities late, but simply could not come away with a goal. Some chippy play out there, but nonetheless, a 1-1 draw for both these squads. And be sure to stick with us for the second game tonight between GAC and Westminster, the two girls teams. The referees are still discussing this with Coach Snyder and Tom Jacquet, who's the GAC Spartans head coach. And now the two coaches are talking it over, asking if they want to go into overtime or PKs or what. I believe that's what they're discussing. Meanwhile, Caroline Heller has already started warming up in goal. And they will call it a draw. They will call it a draw between the two coaches. It's already 7:45, time when the girls' game was supposed to kick off. They'll probably have about 20 or 30 minutes to warm up before the next game. So a 1-1 draw between Westminster and GAC. And now comes the girls' game at 7:45. Be sure to stick with us right here on WCAT. So that will do it for us on this broadcast. Be sure to switch back over. And once again, I'd like to remind you that the baseball team won on senior night in 4 innings. 12-0 mercy rule over McNair. So big win over there. A draw over here for the Cats. Strong performance, but just couldn't come away with the victory over GAC. For Jack Crawford, Bennett Porson, Turner Cravens, and Andrew Shackelford. Why can't I pronounce his name? I'm Keller Austin saying thanks for watching, and go Cats.